Media Network and the Universal Joy Center proudly presents The Joy Show. One voice, one story, infinite inspiration. Join your host Barbara Jean every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Tune in live or watch anytime on youtube.com/@UJOYC. The Joy Show with Barbara Jean, the perfect way to get inspired on Friday afternoons, only on New Thought Media Network. And please like, share, and subscribe. And now, let's join Barbara Jean on The Joy Show.
Good afternoon, and we're back with new shows, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm Barbara Jean, your host, and my pronouns are she, they, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here. The Joy Show is all about the individual experience of living this thing we call life. And I have an acronym for joy, just one you. There's only one you. You are unique and divine, and because of that, we want to talk to you about your life and your journey. Well, I'm really excited to start here with our land acknowledgement and then to introduce my fabulous guest today. And now I just have to find my land acknowledgement. Oh, dear. Excuse me. There we go. So as we gather here today, we acknowledge that we're standing on the historical land of many different Indigenous people, depending on where we live. For me, I'm here on the land of the Wendat peoples, and more recently that of the Mississaugas and the Haudenosaunee nations. It's now home to many diverse First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island. My hope is that we would walk alongside our Indigenous family, recognizing our shared stewardship of the earth. Let us carry forward the spirit of unity, understanding, and resilience that we've been reminded of through our reflections. And let us hold in our hearts the intention to learn, very important, to support, and to advocate for justice and sovereignty for us all. In doing so, we acknowledge our interconnectedness and the strength that comes from standing together in truth, respect, and love. May this intention guide us in our actions and thoughts, inspiring us to contribute to a world where the dignity and rights of all are honored. Let us be mindful of the role we play in this ongoing journey towards healing and unity. And by making this acknowledgement, we strive to be allies and take an active part in reconciliation by honoring the land, the history, as well as the unique heritage and culture of the Indigenous people. And this fosters our commitment to create a world that works for the highest and best good of all life. Miigwech. Thank you. Well, my guest today is this remarkable wild woman. Reverend Brenda is deeply committed to transforming lives, serving others, and embracing lifelong learning. With over 20 years of experience in administrative and support roles, she felt a profound calling to inspire individuals to embrace their authentic selves. Her desire to explore spirituality and deepen her self-awareness led her on a transformative journey in search of a faith that resonated with her values and aspirations. The journey ultimately brought her to unity, where she discovered a spiritual philosophy that aligned with her beliefs. Today, Reverend Brenda serves as the Senior Minister of Unity of Omaha in Omaha, Nebraska, where she is dedicated to guiding and uplifting others on their spiritual path. And she does all of that riding a motorcycle. Brenda, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So excited to have you here today. And we got a little bit of your story through your bio. But tell me, about getting into unity and what that has meant for you and how that has changed your life.
So when I was looking for something different, and I was looking for a faith, and I didn't really know what I was looking for. And so I started looking on the internet while I was working, because at the time I had a position where I could do that. And so I just started looking up, what different faiths are there. And, ran into Hinduism, Buddhist, oh, Tao, many kinds. And so I'm like, okay, what's in Omaha? And there is a Hindu temple here. And I thought, that might be interesting. And so started, but then something didn't feel just right. And anyway, found my way to Unity and saw that there was a Unity of Omaha. So it just resonated. It was the first church center that I went into, and I didn't cry when I sat in service.
Wow.
Yeah. I sat in the back and I listened, and I was like, this is fantastic. I really aligned with this.
I like this.
And I'm not crying. So I kept going back, and it just felt good. It was a place that made me feel good, but yet also it intrigued me, and it stoked that need for learning. And
Beautiful.
yeah, so
How did you become the senior minister?
well, shortly after that, I became the bookstore manager. And then, once you see somebody who is participating, you really glom on. So then it was prayer, chaplain, and I was all along taking classes. And then I caught wind that you could take classes for credit. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And one thing led to another. And I'm like, yeah, I think it wasn't my thought. I heard somewhere along the line, you're supposed to be a Unity minister. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it took years for me to finally go, okay, I guess I'll try it and see.
And here you are having great success.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So what about riding motorcycles? How does that fit with ministry?
How does it not?
How does it not? It's just fun.
No, riding motorcycle always it puts me out in nature, and then also it can be very meditative. I mean, obviously you don't close your eyes or go to sleep, but it's very relaxing to hear the humming of the engine, to just be on an open road where there's nothing but you and the road, and in Nebraska cornfields. So it's it's a great stress reliever. It just, and it also, you have to be very mindful and present when you're driving it, because you can't just space off. Otherwise you'll get in trouble.
No, you can't. That would be very, very dangerous. And so you've ridden motorcycle for a long time. Did you start riding as a teenager or what?
I actually did have a moped, and so that was elementary school, actually, like sixth grade. And so we would ride around the neighborhood, and my dad always had a motorcycle.
Okay.
So, but then there was a timeline where, there wasn't anything. I didn't have anything. And it wasn't until my last marriage that he wanted to have a motorcycle, and was kind of like, are you okay with that? And I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So I can ride on the back, obviously,
Yes.
And again, one thing led to another, and I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this by myself, and I need to. So, yeah.
And what was the first bike that you owned? Not as big as the one you got now.
No, it was a V-Star, and it was 250.
Okay.
So it was a tiny bike, but it was perfect for me to learn on. And it wasn't too much longer after that, I got the Honda Shadow 750. And now I have the Vulcan Vaccaro, which is 1700. So we're going to stop at the Vulcan.
Well, you'll have to drive up to Toronto one day and have a coffee with me.
I would love to. Yes.
Well, it's interesting as we journey along, we have these ideas of what a minister is, and we tend to forget that ministers are just people having a life experience that, just a different job than somebody else is doing. But, it's interesting to be able to put just a human face on the idea of ministry, because I know oftentimes people think it's a guy in a suit.
Right.
Not anymore.
No. And that actually is one of my personal mission,
Mhm.
is to show people that ministers are human too. With
Yeah,
with my TikTok, that's what I do. Like, look, here's my day. This is
I
what
haven't looked at your TikTok. I'll have to do that. Is it
there's
just
the
under your
time.
name or under the church?
It's a barefoot minister,
Barefoot Minister. I love that. Okay.
because I'm one of those who talk in my bare feet. So yes, but it's to show people that, yeah, I'm human,
Mhm.
and I have ups and downs just like you do. And yes, I might be trained a little bit more in spirituality, and I might, be on a different level as far as spirituality, but I still have that human side of me. And so I am going to get upset at times, or I am going to be confused, or, I'm going to have human emotions. I'm not,
Exactly.
um, you know, separate from that. So,
Exactly. Now, did you have another career before this one?
yeah. Yeah, I was a billing manager for a psychology clinic.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you've done a few things and here you are. Now, what, what was that moment um when you knew that you had to do this work, that spirituality was really something you needed to educate yourself about?
Um,
Moment or-
I don't know if there's one moment. I think it was a compiling of moments.
Yeah,
I'm in 12-step groups. I'm in two of them. And so that's a big thing, is to, I mean, that introduced me to my spiritual life.
right.
And with that, then that kind of led me to seeking, some kind of faith, something I could get connected with. And so when I did step through Unity's doors and I did hear you're a Unity minister, I was like, no. And, but the whole thing, as I took that idea and kind of played with it, um, it's like I did want to grow spiritually.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I always want to learn more. I always want to grow. And um,
Yes.
so this was a perfect way to do it, but on a fast track. I didn't realize how fast I was going. Like, hello. Most
No.
people are like, I'll just take one class, or I'll just do this. And no, Brenda does ministerial school in 3 years and then becomes the senior minister. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not waiting around.
becoming senior minister of the church that you were studying in and everything, that's like that. I don't think that happens all that often.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I was very grateful and very, appreciative of it happening. It would just so happen she retired, and I was the associate then, so it's like, might as
Yeah,
well.
might as well just bump her up a step.
I mean, I knew the church really well.
Yeah, no kidding. And the congregation knows you, and
Mhm.
so it makes it a little bit easy to do that. That's a great story because that doesn't happen all that often. Now, were you raised with religion? Like, do you have a religious background?
I was a Lutheran,
Okay.
and yeah, um, so I even went to a Lutheran college.
Okay. Well, you were
but
there.
never but I never went to church one day of one day of college. I was just there.
Yeah.
Um So yeah, I did grow up as a Lutheran, but after college, I just it never sat well with me. I wasn't aligned with it. It just wasn't
Yeah.
for me. So I walked away from it, and that's when, I was more involved in the 12-step programs, and then I was
Yeah.
like, I need to find something. It's time.
It's really exciting when you sit back and think of the journey that you've walked to get here, the things that have mattered, the things that have changed, like your religious beliefs that obviously have changed. And as you move forward, what is your great hope for your future? Like, where do you think you're headed?
That's funny. I have no idea. And honestly, um, I really don't try to do that. I try to stay open to whatever is going to be. I mean, I have many goals. Right
Mhm.
now, one of my many goals is traveling
Okay.
and traveling outside of the country. So, uh,
Oh, driving up to Toronto. I love it.
yes, I do need to do that. But I did book a cruise with a friend of mine to go to the
Nice.
Bahamas next October. That'll be the first time I'm out of the country. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So
Wow.
it's I do little things like that, you
Yeah.
know. I don't have a 5-year plan. I have no
No,
idea.
I don't
My
either.
life, my life is not where I did not think I'd be here doing this job anyway,
Yeah.
So um I don't want to pigeonhole myself. I want to stay as open as possible.
I like that. I like that. I'm not much for setting goals. I don't really. I don't know. Just doesn't really work for me. People ask me to do it sometimes, and I try to think of something, but and especially when you get to my age, it's like I got fewer years in front of me than behind me. So, or at least I think so. Who knows? Maybe I'll be wrong about that, which would be okay. But it's like you get to an age and you're going, what do you mean 10 years from now? I mean, 10
Yeah.
years from now, I'll be turning 80. Like, I don't, I'm not, you know, I'm not really thinking about a 10-year plan at this moment. And I have no intention of retiring. So here I am. It's like, we'll see what happens. But I think the journey that we're on, if we can really find what excites us, what gives us joy, what sort of, lifts us in interesting ways, I think doing that is what is the kicker. That's the key.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
in listening to you and where your center is going, it's exciting. It's exciting. How many people do you have on a Sunday right now?
We average anywhere from 58 to about 75.
Okay,
So
okay, beautiful, beautiful.
just depends. Yeah.
Good numbers, and I'm sure those are going to grow given some of the things that you're doing at the moment.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah,
And a lot of ministers are like, oh, you want to grow, grow, grow. And for me, it's always been, I want quality over quantity.
I agree with
Uh,
you.
I want the people that are going to stay and going to help and actually, grow spiritually. I want them to grow spiritually so they
Yes.
can be at a place where, they can go, wow, look how far I've come.
I can
Um,
replace Reverend Brenda when she retires.
and that would be fine.
Of course it would. Of course it would. I
But
love that.
yeah, I just taught a prosperity class, and it's amazing how the people took to that. And two of them, one of them didn't have a job. She now has a job right pretty much after the class. Um,
Beautiful.
yeah, and the other one started her own. She started to go to school to become a fitness trainer, and she's going to have her own, website and all that kind of stuff. I'm like,
Good for
look
her.
at you. Yeah,
I
that's the
know, yeah.
stuff that makes me go, all right, that's awesome. I'm glad I could give you the push you needed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of that inspiration to take those next steps. I think as a minister, for me, that's always been kind of a big joy, is seeing somebody, take the teaching and really work it and move it forward and have great success.
Mhm.
That makes me so happy. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So when you switched, like, how does your family feel about the fact that you're no longer Lutheran, like you're now Unity? How, and you're a minister. Lutheran probably doesn't. No, they let women be ministers. No, I
Yeah,
know
they do.
they
One
do.
side does. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, I really, as far as my family of origin, it's really not a topic that comes up. Um,
Okay.
my dad at first, he was like, well, anything that helps get you to God is great.
Oh,
And
good
that was,
for him.
yeah, but, so, and that's pretty much all that's been said, you know.
Wow.
Um, my mom, I mean, one time she said, you don't act or look like a minister. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. I'm not going to do that. So she's still kind of struggling with it. She's
Yeah.
come to service, but I don't think she understands all of it.
No,
And
no, probably not.
quite frank, yeah, I don't think she does. My kids, however, um, they're like, yeah, okay. I mean, they're totally okay with it. They've even volunteered up.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yes, and so they're okay with it. I have an inkling, and it would be funny. So I'm going to say this. I have an inkling that my son is going to become a unity minister. Just
Ah.
that I see little, hits and little things every now and then. So
Oh, that's very cool.
yeah,
And how old is he now?
he is 27.
Okay. Okay.
So he still has some life to live, but I
Yeah,
think at some part of the journey there might be something there. So
that's very cool. You could
yeah.
become co-ministers.
No. No.
Spoken like a true mom.
No, go do your own. We would not. I don't know about
That probably
that.
wouldn't work out very well.
Probably not. We're both control freaks sometimes, so
Yeah.
and
It'd be,
yeah, we both recognize it. Like,
well, that's
okay.
powerful though. That's awesome. That's like, it's good to know that, there's that he's getting involved, and he's beginning to find his way in the teaching,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah,
really, really great. Yeah.
yeah.
My son went and got all his deep understanding somewhere else and paid a lot of money to do it. And, we were talking one day and he was talking about all the things he'd learned. And I went, yeah, yeah, yeah. He says, you don't think that's weird? I said, honey, it's what I teach. He's like, you mean I spent $10,000 to learn something that my mom could have told me? You
Yeah,
chose.
you did.
Yeah, he invited me to come and take the beginning course, and he paid for it, and my husband came as well. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll come do it. So I come, and the instructor was a minister I was working with on global services in CSL.
Oh my God.
So I said, see that guy at the front of the room?
That's
And I
funny.
know each other. He just laughed. He goes, oh my God. I said, I told you, everything you're learning, I could have taught it all to you for free. It's too funny. It's too funny. Well, we're going to take a short little commercial break here. We're just about at the halfway point. And so we're going to do that, and then we'll be right back. So for everybody watching, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And just know that we're here for you. And if you have an interesting story and want to be on the show, send me an email at hello@barbarajean.ca. And I will answer and get back to you. And in the meantime, commercial break. We'll be back in just a minute, and don't go away. Bye for now.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Well, hello there. This is Dr. Sydney Steen. I am the senior minister and spiritual leader of the North Hollywood Church of Religious Science. We are a oneness center for spiritual living. And I just want to invite you to something that I think is really, really special. In October, from the 6th to the 10th, at Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri, the affiliated New Thought Network will be hosting the most wonderful retreat. This will serve your soul. It will lift your heart. And oh my goodness, I want to call it an advance. So come hear wonderful speakers like Martha Creek, Sonny Cantrell, and the music will be off the hook with Ricky Byers. There will be so much there to support your soul. I hope that you will join us. You can go to antn.org. That's antn.org. You can get all the information. You can sign up. You can use a credit card, and it is safe and secure, and I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hepperlin Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center, Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living, La Mesa, Satya Center, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for making New Thought Media Network a place to be. Please come be you. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
And we're back. And Linda's put into the chat that she is going to the Anton retreat. So that's going to be fantastic. So good for you, Linda. And you'll have to come back and let us know how it was. All right. So we've been talking about all manner of things. Now, with your family, how are you managing everything around your work and home life and all that good stuff?
Well, I'm very lucky. All my kids are grown. So
Yeah.
it's just me. So I really just have to manage myself.
Sometimes that's the hardest job.
Sometimes it is. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So do you have any, let's say, intentions? I like to set intentions for things. Do you have intentions for what you'd like to see happening in your center over the next, say, 6 months?
Ooh, over the next 6 months, I would like to set the intention that we all keep open hearts and open minds, and really be very kind and gentle with each other. I think
Oh, I love that.
needed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any changes within your congregation since the last election, or, with some of the things that have been going on?
No, we've been pretty steady. So I haven't seen a lot. I do have one board member that, we had asked her, would she be considering, she was on the board once before, and it was time that she could come back if she wanted. And we asked her if she wanted to, and she said, I'm not like all of you. I am conservative and I feel differently about things. And so I don't know if that would be good. And I said, I think it would be wonderful because we want different voices on our board. We don't just want same voices. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so she did. So she's now part of our board, and she's a great part of our board because a lot of us on the board are, woo, we get great ideas and then we, fly high and we can't bring it down. And she's a very logical, very, methodical. She's the one who brings us down.
Perfect.
And it's like, okay, yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I've got a couple people like that on my board, and I love it because they rein me in.
Yes.
If I had my way, I'd start 25,000 different things all at once and wonder why none of them got done.
Right. Exactly. Or, there's a process to this that we have to follow. Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. There is. Yeah. You can only do so much in a certain length of time, and you've got to allow yourself to take the time. But that's,
Right.
I find that in teaching this stuff, I don't know how many classes you teach, but I try to have a class or two going all the time so that students have a way of connecting, asking their questions, and getting responses in a timely manner can make a really big difference for them. And one of the things we do at our service now, because we're still online, so it's a little bit different till we're in person, but as we're online, we are, we're still growing. People are coming and staying, and that's really, really good. But what we do at the end of our service is we have a joy chat where, people can stick around, ask questions, make comments, chit chat with each other, whatever it is that they want to do. And we found that people are staying, not everybody, but most. And that's a way of building community, even though we're not in person at this time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Getting people to chit chat about what they liked or didn't like, or answer, give me some questions to answer. I'll answer those questions, or at least try,
Right.
which is great. But yeah, it's kind of fun to watch how community can happen even in a different setting. And what are you doing in your center that helps to build that community feeling?
We have, after service, people can stay to have coffee and, treats and whatever. But we do have a drumming circle that happens once a month.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah. And we also have art and service, which they have to sit at a table together, and then they do an art project that I have a local artist, and she makes up an art project that ties in spirituality also. And so
Nice.
that really has helped build community, with people talking and seeing each other's art projects. Yeah, we started in the spring. We didn't do really anything during the summer because summer gets really busy for everybody, but we've been doing movie night. We had karaoke night. We also had dance night, but dance and karaoke, I think, are going to go away. They weren't very well attended. The movie night was, and then music bingo. That is such a hit.
Music bingo? Do share. What is that?
Well, it's a company that we have come in. It's a thing here in Nebraska in the bars. They go
Okay.
to a place and set up, and then they play like a snippet of a song, and you have a bingo card, and you have to first know what the song is and then find it on your bingo card. Um,
Oh,
they do let
cool.
you cheat. So if you don't know the song,
And you can use Shazam or something.
yeah, exactly. So, and then we give out prizes to anybody who has, a bingo and stuff like that. So that's been really fun. They enjoy
Oh,
that a lot.
cool, cool. Yeah, I've done bingo, like just kind of a regular bingo online with, instead of numbers having, different words that would fit with our teaching.
Yeah.
And lots of people have come, like 25, 30 people online to do that. And last year I did one where I did a trivia as well as the bingo, but trivia they didn't like as much, probably because it required effort.
Yeah.
They
Thinking.
wanted to have fun, not to think too much. So that wasn't the best, but definitely the bingo itself, they really, really loved it. But music bingo, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it
Have to
is.
see
It's
how we
fun.
can create that. Maybe I'll have to attend your next one to find out.
Well, it's going to
You
be for
hybrid?
Halloween.
What's
Yeah.
that?
No, we don't do hybrid.
Ah,
Sorry.
okay, I can't come. It's too far to go.
I mean, you could come down,
I
but
could.
yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause
the next one we're going to have is Halloween, around Halloween
okay.
time. So,
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how I could get down to Nebraska. Um, hmm, hmm. Tick, tick, tick. Things are spinning, but we would have to do it online. So that would be a little different way of doing it, but it could be done.
it could. Yeah.
Little clips of music and yeah. Hmm. Man, you're full of good ideas. I have to talk to you more often. As we're building, it's wonderful to come up with ideas that are new and informative. One of the things I'm doing that is new is one Wednesday evening a month. I get together with other women who have experienced miscarriages or abortion, because that also can be a problem for people. And we just get together and we just talk about our experience and
Nice.
listen to each other. And I think one of the things that for me, what I've noticed is people, first off, don't talk about it much. Secondly, if you do talk about it, often people will go, "Why are you upset about that? I mean, you never had a baby, so how could that be a problem?" Um, so being able to have a safe place where people can talk about what they've gone through, how they're feeling about it. And the first one we did, I only had one woman attend. And I talked to her the following month when she came and asked her, how are you feeling? And she had had her miscarriage 30 years earlier.
Wow.
And she came and she said, I've been carrying that. But she said at the last meeting, she said, I'm feeling quite a lot better, actually. It's wonderful to be able to talk about it in a safe place and not hold back and really get into details or whatever. Like, it was really powerful. And then I've got a new person joining this month. So we'll see how that goes. And it's open to anybody and everybody. It's online, so it doesn't matter who you are or where you are. But I think it's just really great to offer women a place where they can express their grief and
Yes,
even begin to
absolutely.
process it.
Hmm.
So,
That's one of the things. We didn't start it at a church. It's not part of ours, but it's a group that meets at our place,
mhm.
and it's a grief group, and it's facilitated by a death doula,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's been amazing,
yeah,
really amazing. Because you're right, people need to talk about, even, it doesn't have to be
everything.
somebody who's died. It
Yeah,
could be, the loss of a marriage.
absolutely.
Yeah, the loss of a job. I mean, there
Mhm.
are lots of things around loss. So it's been
Yeah,
really
I
good.
think. Yeah, having something like that is really important. I'm also starting like a youth, well, not really youth, but young adult group, and it's called Roots and Wings, rooted in community and soaring into possibilities is what that Roots and Wings stands for. And I haven't been able to get the little monsters to come out when I ask them to, but they're here often. So what I've been doing is just chatting with them, sit with them and have a chat. And when they start talking about certain things, be able to interject possibilities and stuff like that. And it's getting to the place where every time they come to the house, they want to, they come in, they call me mama, they give me a hug, and they want to talk. They want to talk about what they're afraid of or what's going on for them. So it's really, yeah, it's really kind of powerful to, again, find ways of bringing people together. And because we're so small, I'm still doing a lot of stuff, but my board is really, really fabulous. And, just getting everybody working together is so, so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
How's your
awesome.
board?
Our board is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really connected,
Beautiful.
more than I think ever. And
Mm,
we've also, like, we are supposed to have a board outing that one of the board members wanted to do, but I haven't heard anything about it yet. But the fact that they even wanted to do something like that is
yeah.
great. But we did a fabulous board training. And that even solidified it even more, because I think it gave them information, for some of them, even that I've been on for years, that they didn't have. And
Yes.
so it was, it's been really good. You can tell it's expanded.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah,
who did your board training?
Reverend Dr. Ariana Platten.
Okay. I don't think I know her. Okay.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think getting that training and helping them to see what their role truly is and how to work that, I think is powerful, like really, really
Mhm.
powerful. Something that we have not done yet, but will be will be will be doing at some point.
Soon. Yes.
Some point,
Well,
probably very soon, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's
and
important.
yeah, it is. And we also have a lot of humor within the board.
Mhm.
And um, a board president of ours that was years past, but she ended up um, transitioning. And so she always liked to end the board meetings with, "Yay, God." And so we have still done that since she has no longer been around. We still do that.
That's awesome. Did you do it at her memorial service?
No,
Oh,
no.
coulda.
We would have, we would have if it would have been just a unity memorial service, but hers was very, very big. She had a great big heart, and she
Yeah.
touched a lot of lives. And so there were a lot of people there from various faiths. And so,
Well, it's interesting. Like I do memorials for all kinds of people that I have no idea who they are, or how even people have found me sometimes. But one of the things that I have found is that using humor or things that are really their thing, like injecting that in the service, it's amazing how it will do a couple of things. The first thing it does is sort of pop the balloon. So all of that tension that people feel when they come in, and the things that it interrupts all of it. And then all of a sudden they can just be there and be present with what they're feeling or experiencing, which is really, really powerful. So
yeah.
I like to do that sometimes. And sometimes it's a joke. And sometimes it's just doing like I did. I did one. About 300 people in attendance from all over. Um, and one of the daughters was talking about her dad and how whenever he said her name, he kind of yelled it. Like it was, didn't matter if they were like 2 feet apart or if she was in some other part of the house, he always would yell her name. And so she's up and she's talking about that and doing everything. And she goes and sits down. And I get up and to thank her and I yell her name. Well, she jumps, bursts into laughter. Everybody in the place just erupts with laughter. The guy was, a really positive influence in the world. He was definitely, someone that really expressed a lot of joy and love and respect for humanity. He was just a brilliant individual. But it went over really, really well that this, she just laughed and thought it was one of the funniest things ever. And at the end of the service, a pretty big performer here in Toronto got up and sang one one love, and the pianist had skipped out. The pianist was no longer there. So he's like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this a cappella and I want your help, all of you. So come and sing with me. So everybody started singing and it was a beautiful way to close the service. And it went really well. And so sometimes these weird little interrupts or intuitions that come, it's a good idea to follow them. Yay, God.
Yeah. Yeah. There were some other things that were done during her service that were funny, but yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
This is, it's an interesting time to be a minister while people are going through whatever they're going through. And I think we have to separate. Separate the things that divide us. Like if we think being a Democrat or Republican, is good or bad, we need to realize that that's something that's made up, but it doesn't define the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to see people, not the party that they might represent.
Right. Absolutely.
Is there much conflict in your organization between different political beliefs?
Not that I'm aware of. Let's put it that way. I don't know what they do when they talk, in the cafe, but no. And I think because I addressed it right after the election happened, and basically I said just exactly what you said. This is the time that we get to step up and we get to show people out there in the world how we in here who have different ideas, different faiths, sometimes a lot of different everything, but we come in here and we're one and we gather together and we're unity and we come together and we're okay with each other and we listen and we learn and we grow and we remember the truth of who we are. So I think having said that right off the bat kind of helped a lot.
Absolutely, yeah.
And people, I got a lot of people that agreed with me and I didn't have to say anything else really. And really, I haven't. If I do anything, I'll touch on human rights or I'll touch on being love, being kind, again, that, being unity, being as one, the oneness.
Absolutely.
So, because for me, that's really the heart of the matter, is that we need to, and not only, everybody wants to do something, and I get that, but there's nothing really you can do outside of your little world. And that's why I say your little world, if you see somebody or if you hear something or, then do something.
Exactly.
and step up. But you can do that here, right here, and the ripples will go out into the world.
Yeah, good for you. Because I think, when it comes to things that can divide, it's so important to keep the focus on who we are and
Mhm.
what it is we teach rather than going into all of the the comments or whatever that are going
Mhm.
on in the media, or even, neighbors or whatever talking about things, because people seem to be talking about it a lot, even up here. we're, we're getting a lot of conversation around it, which I choose to ignore because I'm not going there. I'm not going to, say this or that about it, because that's divisive, and I don't want that for my congregation. I don't want it for my world. I
Right.
want to see us all joining together in a space of love and compassion.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I focus on. But I also focus on, this is a perfect time for you to practice our teachings. And if this is our call right now, is to get up and to be a part of the world and be that light in the world, and to show people that it is possible and how to do it. And then when they ask you how to do it, tell them where you go to learn things like this.
Yeah, good idea to really, again, put the focus out there on the center for you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I should have asked you this sooner. Do you have a picture of the wall that was painted of your building?
I do have a picture of the wall. You want me to send it? Give it to
Yeah,
you?
I think there's a way of bringing it in. I just don't know how to do that.
We got it painted in May,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a funny story behind that, because um, we had 3 bids, and it came down to the 2, and so with the 2 we looked at it, and the one didn't really ask me a lot of questions about what we believe in or anything like that. They didn't really they just kind of gave us what they thought would be good,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay. But then the other one, it was incredible. He ends up to be like and I didn't know this, he ends up to be a national artist that's here in Omaha. And he is actually, like, I don't know, he said 5 minutes away. He lives 5 minutes away from the center. And he started really okay, so what do you guys believe in? What's what do you
Smart.
think? Yeah. He really we got into a deep discussion, and at the end of it, he's like, that's exactly what I believe in. And I didn't even know that there was a place. And I'm like, yeah, here we are. And so,
Please come.
yeah. And he did I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic job. And he even said, do you care if every now and then I come back and, fix up stuff? And I'm like, no, not at all. And then he's like, I have a project that I've wanted to do. And he described it to me, and your parking lot would be perfect. Do you think sometime we could collaborate? I'm like, yes. I mean, it's just like, of course. So we'll
Oh,
see. But
that's
yeah,
beautiful.
thanks. Yeah, it was a really neat project to have. And people didn't know what to think at first, but we've had people call from the community, from the neighborhood, saying thank you so much for doing this for our neighborhood. And
Nice.
it was so, I just, when people step up like that and say things, it just melts my heart. Like,
Yeah.
that's so kind.
Yeah. It is kind, because so often we see things, but we don't make a comment about it. And that's
Right.
something I try to comment on things all the time with people
Yeah.
I know and people I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a really good way to be,
Yeah.
just to open up to conversation, right?
Yes. And I actually think it's a great message for this time because it just says unity on the side of the wall, too. And so we've had people take pictures, with it and take pictures of it. I mean, it's just, yeah. And it's like, yeah, we're spreading even the whole idea of being one.
Yeah, I love that.
Just by painting the side of our outside wall. So
Beautiful, beautiful. So we're down to our last 4.5 minutes. Time just flies, it always does.
yes, it
And yeah, so I like to ask, what is one thing you would like people to take away from this conversation? What is the most important thing about you that you would like them to know? You as a
is. Me as a person,
you as a person.
um, I don't know. I think one message I would just like to share is just to be yourself. Um, for me personally, that's what I try to do. I try to be as authentic and vulnerable as possible, and not, have a lot of apologies of who I am. I'm a minister who rides a motorcycle, who likes heavy metal music, who goes to a lot of concerts. I'm different, and that's okay. And for the longest time, I didn't think it was. For the longest time, I thought I had to hide certain parts of myself, and it's just not true. And especially in ministry, I believe that's so important for people to see that you don't have to hide yourself. You can be who you are, and you can shine, and you can hopefully, inspire other people to do the same. So
I love that. That's perfect. You didn't know what to say, and then you said something perfect. I love that. Well, I think that's exactly what we should take away from this conversation. Being unique, being vulnerable, being yourself, being authentic. For me, that's like even this show, the acronym, just one you. I mean, there is only one of you. And for you to try to be somebody else is kind of a waste of time because that is already taken. So I love that. I love that. Well, I'm just going to jump on board your great last thought and just say it's mine too. Be yourself, show up as vulnerable, share your life and your stories and watch what happens.
yeah.
Brenda, thank you.
Thank you.
Reverend Brenda Peters, thank you so much for being here. Use your title. I'm delighted that you came on the show today, and I'm hoping that something said or done will inspire someone else to seek out this teaching and create a truly authentic, loving life from your own unique attributes, which would be terrific. Thank you for watching The Joy Show. Thank you, Brenda Peters, for being here. Thank you, Sharon Mitchell, for being my producer today. And thank you to the New Thought Media Network for allowing me the time to do this as well. And by the way, you can go to ntmedia.org. You can donate there if you love what's happening on this network. Do make a donation. It is a charitable donation, so you can get a receipt at the end of the year and save a little money on that income tax. Have a great weekend, everybody. It's Friday. It's the best day of the week. And I hope you really, really shine today and allow yourself to be seen, to be vulnerable, and to be heard. Love and bless.